Sir, welcome to Honor Cafe Hall of Heroes.
Thank you. Good to be here.
And today we have Norman Ward, who was in the military. What time or time frame did you enter
During the
military service?
during the Korean War, it's not a conflict. If they're shooting at us, we're shooting at them. That's a war. They call them conflicts. But I was stationed in Germany as occupation forces. I was very, very fortunate. I didn't have to go to Korea. A lot of the guys I trained with went to Korea and didn't come back. See, I didn't have to fight. If I'd had to, I would have been out there leading somebody. I've always been a leader. You'll see from all this article that I'm had them do that when I, well, anyway, go ahead and ask your questions. I don't want to get into what you're doing.
No, that's okay. Where are you from?
Well, I grew up in Beaumont, and then I met my wife at Hardin Simmons in Abilene. Hardin Simmons in Abilene. And this is my wife's hometown. That's why we're here.
And now you're involved with the Heart Museum.
Yes, I am.
It's an amazing place, isn't it?
That sure is. I've been probably one of the oldest members of this museum. I started the men's choir in 1993,
Really?
1992, and Charlotte Olenek did the article in the downtown shop about one of the local veterans, just to say thank you for your service. She didn't have any idea what she was doing or what it was going to lead to. I've got information about all this. I'll give you.
We're going to take a look at that.
Yeah. So, anyway.
Can you tell them just to, I know, but can you tell them just the voice is like not so loud? It's hard. That's hot. All right. Let me think.
So I've been with the museum before it even got started.
Before it even got
I was
started.
in a male quartet, 4 guys that all served in the military from 4 different religious affiliations.
Yeah.
And we were singing patriotic music before they even thought about this being a museum.
Really?
Yes. We the fellas in the quartet had one in from the Navy, one from the Army. I'm Army, Air Force, and one was a B-24 bomber pilot that flew 35 missions over Germany and survived.
Wow.
So, and we all the guys in this quartet from different denominations, 4 different, but they all enjoyed music. And we sang, gosh, I can't tell you how many programs we've given, singing for various schools, churches, almost every Veterans Day and Memorial Day, our men's choir. Like I say, I had about 65 men in that men's choir. 90% of them were military veterans.
That's remarkable.
And about 25 or 30 of them have passed away over these years. See, 92 now is a lot of years.
It is.
So,
You know, you said you never had to fight, and I'm glad, because if we'd have had to fight using your weapon, that would have been a bad day. So
yeah.
tell us about the unit and what you did.
Well, I was in the radar group that helped to aim the big 280 millimeter atomic cannon that was in Germany, artillery. It was obsolete from the time we got there till present day, but we still trained with it using conventional missiles. Didn't have to fire, only fired one atomic missile, and that was in 1953, and it was about a small atomic missile. And that's the only time it fired. They did that just to see if they could do it, and it did. It worked.
Where did you fire that?
I didn't fire it. That was before I even got in the service. I graduated from college in '54. This atomic missile was fired in 1953 in Arizona, I believe, and that's the only time it was fired, an atomic missile.
Wow.
So, we trained with conventional missiles. We didn't. like I say, that thing was obsolete when I got over to Germany. So thank goodness that thing would fire over 20 miles, if you can believe. Now they got enough aim and fire 100 miles, not even think about it.
Did they think about firing it at the Fulda Gap? Was that the thinking if during the Cold War? Because
Yeah,
at that time you were thinking about the Soviets invading.
well, they may have. They never did tell us that. But we weren't worried about Russians coming in, no.
No.
We were just occupation forces in Germany that were there specifically. We had uh, bases all over Germany so that they didn't bring back another Hitler.
Yeah.
So that's what I said the whole time I was over there, we kept Germany from invading America. Now look at that. No, I've been, if I'd have had to fight, I'd have been out there leading the group. I've always been a leader. In college, I was in acapella choirs where I met my wife, and trying to think. But anyway, after we got back from Germany, my father, we taught school for a couple of years in Odessa, Texas.
Mm-hmm.
My wife's father had a business here in Huntsville, and he asked us if we'd come and try the business, and if we liked it, he'd sell it to us. It was then Hardy Furniture. It's now Ward Furniture, and it's fourth generation. We're about 74 years old, right here
Wow.
in Huntsville.
That's neat.
Yeah,
That's really neat.
yeah.
When you were training over in Germany, did what kind of training did you do as an occupational force?
Well, we fired that atomic cannon, just conventional missiles. We did that, and we all had rifles. I did my tour of guard duty, and like everyone, but that's mainly it. I knew I was not going to have to fight over there, so playing baseball, football, all the sports. They had sports teams all over Germany for the benefit of the occupation forces over there.
And you played baseball.
I played baseball. Almost went into it professionally. I played 2 years of semi-pro baseball when I was in Abilene in college, and played several professional teams even when we were there. And like I said, I almost went into it.
Did you teach any of the Germans baseball?
No, didn't do that. No.
Do you know baseball is the rich sport over there? I mean, the rich kids get to play
Yeah.
baseball, and it's an American thing,
Yeah, yeah. No, I didn't do that.
Did you have much interaction with some of the Germans that had actually fought in the war?
Well, we had a little bit. My wife I was over there for 18 months. She was over there for 12 of those months. She was able to teach in the American school for the kiddos of the guys who were stationed over there. So every time they needed a teacher, my commanding officer would let me go pick her up and bring her in, and she would teach. I was just a buck private. I knew I was just going to spend my 2 years and get out, because basically the war was over, and I didn't want to make a career out of the service. I could have, but they wanted me to take officers training. Well, that's another 4 years, and I didn't want to do that. So I took my 2 years and got out.
Do you have any hobbies that you like to do
Well,
besides baseball these days?
I enjoy reading, and let's see. As far as other hobbies, I play golf. I got bad knees right now. I'm having to get over that, but I enjoy golf. Any sport,
Yeah.
But my old knees, when you get 90 years old, you don't do a lot of stuff like that you used to do.
You don't make furniture, do you?
No.
No.
Just you ought to if you get a chance, you need to go by and visit Ward Furniture.
We will.
Right down there. It's amazing how far that thing has come.
Wow.
I got into the business with my father-in-law when we were selling ringer washers.
That's a long time ago.
Wood-burning stoves.
Yeah.
where they cooked on those. And I was just trying to think some of the other things. But anyway, TV was just coming into being
Yeah.
when we came back. But I tell you, Huntsville's been good to us.
Yeah.
Really have.
Do you is there anything that stands out in Germany? Any particular story at all?
Well, I guess so. The thing that I noticed, they planted trees down all the highways so that when they moved troops, Germans, you wouldn't be able to see them from the air. And you had to really be careful on those highways. Some of them were twisting, and you didn't want to have a. I slid off the road one night when it was real icy and caught the back bumper of my vehicle, but just straightened me up, and I made it all right. But you sure had to be careful when you traveled over there because roads did get icy, and
Was there any rules that you had to follow with your interactions with the Germans, or?
no, not. Now we lived with a German family, a former SS captain and his family. Can you believe that?
It's hard.
He was
to
a
believe.
little bitty guy. He must have been just in an office, bookkeeping. But
Did he ever talk about the war?
no, he didn't, and they didn't either. My wife would. We had not had we hadn't learned the German language, but she would, when she wasn't teaching, she would sit and listen to him talk all day long. She picked up a lot just being around the Germans. Yeah. They were very friendly to us, very friendly. We had no problem with the Germans.
All right. Well, I come around. Well, Norman, I want to thank you for being on the Hall of Heroes. It was an honor talking to you, but I do have one more question about this atomic cannon. So, if you shot around 20 miles, that's not very far when you're thinking about a nuclear bomb going off. So, did you shoot it and then pack up and head out, or what was the plan?
Yeah, we didn't. Well, they had an area they could practice this thing, and of course we never saw the missile. I stood behind that thing, and it shot that missile. It was about this big around. It was a big one, and the missile was faster than an M1 bullet, but you could stand behind that thing and see it because it had rifles in it. You could see that thing take off, and it was amazing to watch that thing. And I was glad I wasn't on the receiving end of it.
I just can't imagine shooting a cannon and then you thinking 20 miles away a nuclear blast is going to happen, and then what do you do after that?
Yeah, well,
just turn tail and run.
Go pick up the pieces, I guess.
They didn't teach you about the radiation or anything?
No.
That's horrifying.
Well, it is, but they had that thing. They practiced the atomic bomb. If we hadn't dropped those atomic bombs, we'd probably still be fighting over there.
Yeah. Well, it's an honor, sir. And thank you for your service.
Well,
thank you for being on the Honor Cafe Hall of Heroes. And we'll see you soon.
All right.